This video is sponsored by Insta360. These are my cats Ralph and Bella exploring a complex maze of cat tunnels built around my garden. You see, last year, I built them a catio, or cat patio. They're indoor cats, but the catio allows them to get some fresh air and sunlight, as well as lazing around watching the birds, or climbing their very own treehouse. They both love it, but it must become frustrating staring longingly at the wide open garden. Whilst I can't exactly turn it all into a catio, I can however add these, cat tunnels. So I'm going to build 5 different levels, from just a single tunnel and tent, all the way up to a sprawling network of interconnected pathways, complete with obstacles, surprises, and a mystery grand prize. So let's do this.
Level 1.
First is simply a short tunnel, a tent, and a bowl of treats. It's not really a maze at this point, it's just to get the cats used to it. I started with Ralph, gracefully plonking him in the tunnel entrance. Needless to say, he wasn't a fan, promptly heading back inside. In hindsight, this wasn't really fair of me. He's a very sensitive little fella, and I think he just needs to find it in his own time. As for Bella, well, Bella's not interested. She's found the only patch of sunlight in the entire catio. But let's just remember, Bella's the one who single-handedly scared off an entire family of foxes. She fears nothing. So it didn't take long for her to find her curiosity. She quickly made it to the first module, and after briefly checking her surroundings, wasted no time in eating her reward. She then did some more exploring, before coming back inside around 10 minutes later. I think we're ready for...
Level 2.
So level 2 starts the same, but now there's this long tunnel leading to a tent, and this tunnel which curves back on itself for a few more options, and obviously another bowl of treats. This time Bella was straight in with confidence, immediately intrigued by the expansion. She made easy work of the long tunnel, before happily chomping away at the treats. Next she then explored the curving tunnel, and then spent 20 minutes enjoying herself in the dappled sunlight. Okay, this is too easy. It's a literal walk in the park. I think we need to make things a lot more challenging in...
Level 3.
This round has well over doubled in size, with multiple routes, dead ends and looping sections. So it begins with a pair of empty tents. We've got a small tent and another tent there with treats. This one's full of ball pit balls, and then this final one is full of catnip donut toys. Now I have an idea to get Ralph back. I'm going to put a tiny camera on him and leave him to it, allowing him to explore with no pressure, completely at his own leisure. And it worked! First he took a good look at the tunnels from the catio, before investigating one of the cameras. Next he had a scratch, which was so cool to see from his perspective. And finally he entered the tunnels. So whilst Ralph explores, I'm going to tell you all about the camera he's wearing, thanks to this video's sponsor, Insta360. This is the Insta360 Go 3S, the world's smallest 4K vlogging camera. It comes with something called an action pod, which charges it as well as basically being its screen. You can control all the settings from here, start and stop recording, plus see a live preview from the camera itself, which is great for when Ralph is wearing it. The screen also folds up for vlogging. The camera alone has 38 minutes of battery life, or up to 140 when in the action pod. But what's really useful right now is interval mode, which records for 1 minute then powers off for 5, meaning I can get an overall picture of Ralph's adventures over a couple of hours. I've been using Insta360's cameras for years now, including recently on the LEGO roller coaster I sent to space, so a massive thank you to them. You can get the Insta360 Go 3S now from the link in the description, and the first 30 purchases will get a free carry case and mini 2-in-1 tripod. Anyway, by now Ralph had explored every inch of the tunnel network, and unexpectedly, it recorded loads of his meows. I don't know why he sounds so sad and wistful. He's having the time of his life. Regardless, let's move on to...
Level 4.
But there's a twist. We're doing this one at night. This maze sees more tents, more tunnels and more treats. And I'm also going to let both cats explore at once. Ralph entered first, sniffing one tunnel entrance before deciding on another. Bella was only a minute behind, amusingly sniffing the exact same spot. She stayed a little longer, however, having a good look around with her massive luminous eyes. Meanwhile, Ralph had once again found the donuts, and he was having a feast. This clip begins with him literally biting one, and by the way he's aggressively headbutting another here, I can only assume he's trying to wear one like Bella. Here he is licking his lips in front of the camera, before then headbutting the tent itself. But while Ralph was busy playing with pretend food, Bella had located the real thing. She finished the entire bowl, before wandering deeper into the maze. By this point, Ralph seems to have vanished, and Bella has found the donuts, although looks very unimpressed. And then we get this wonderful clip, where Bella is just off camera to the left, and Ralph is butt wiggling ready to pounce. I love these tiny interactions that just don't happen when humans are around. Anyway, by the time Ralph reaches these cat toys I'd put in one of the tents, Bella has clearly had enough of his antics, giving him a firm bop. Luckily there are multiple escape routes, and Ralph quickly slinks away. Oh, and neither cat went anywhere near the ball pit. So with level 4 gloriously concluded, next up it's the big one, the grand finale.
Level 5.
This time I'm using every tunnel and tent I have, as well as the existing obstacles from the previous level, but then we're upping the stakes. I've added balls of yarn, over 100 individual cat toys, a licky mat with cat yogurt, Bella's favourite, more treats, and best of all, mystery eggs. Ooh. There are 3 eggs, bronze, silver and gold, and the first cat to find each one will win a mystery prize. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna stop doing that. I've got cameras inside the maze, as well as on both Ralph and Bella, so who will be crowned champion? Ralph enters first, and I literally cannot make up what happens next. It's so wildly improbable that if he wasn't a cat, I'd be certain that he was cheating or that this was scripted. He makes short work of the first 3 empty tents, before completely ignoring the yarn, immediately bypassing the donuts, and going straight to the golden egg. He literally took the shortest and most efficient possible route straight to the highest value egg, to win the grand prize and be crowned champion in a matter of seconds, all before Bella had even entered. Wow. By the time Bella does enter, Ralph's already at the exit, and she's not at all happy about being beaten. Ralph retreats back into the maze, while Bella spends the entire rest of the challenge sulking and blocking the exit. Meanwhile, Ralph is now having a bit more of a leisurely look around, headbutting the yarn, sniffing the donuts, and taking some time to relax surrounded by all the cat toys. He eventually revisits the golden egg. I think he's just gloating at this point, and uncertainly navigates the ball pit before heading back inside. He changes his mind though, but this time it's the way back in that Bella's blocking. She bops him a couple of times, and he slinks on past. So there we go, Bella barely budged, and although Ralph explored extensively, he somehow managed to avoid both the bronze and silver eggs, plus the licky mat and treats. He did of course locate the golden egg though, albeit in something of a suspicious manner, but still, he wins the grand prize. A toaster. This is exactly what he wanted. Look how much he loves it. I also hope you don't think too badly of Bella. She's old and just wants to be left alone. I think Ralph secretly enjoys getting a reaction out of her, but they're both really lovely cats. A massive thanks to Insta360 for sponsoring this video, and remember you can get the Go3S now from the link in the description.